WebVTT. Let's look at the work orders among other things. Let's see how it's created. I'm going to templates, work orders. I'm going to click on it and this window is divided into two. It says enter service site location. You can enter your city here and also build the name of the workshop. Let's say I'm going to put anything here. Put any name. If I don't give it a name, I can just click OK and it won't bother me. I'm going to close it. I'm going to reopen it and it shows up again. I'm going to close it. I'm going to reopen it and it shows up again. Let's give it a name. Let's put it here McKinnelab. If I close and reopen it, it won't show up anymore. So if you don't want that little box to bother you, then give it any name. That doesn't matter and that name will be modified later. So we modify it now. The screen is divided into two windows. Let's say that at the top I have the work orders and at the bottom I have the templates. I brought these templates from another computer, because this computer was just formatted. It had nothing, but I brought other templates from another computer to be able to do the exercise today in class. And to show you what changes between one truck and another. I recommend that when you create the work orders, mark them in some way. I recommend that when you create the work orders, mark them in some way. This order is not marked. Oh, I lied. Yes, it is marked. ICE 2250 kWt 680. There it is clear. This work order is for a truck. Kenworth T680 with engine ICE 2250. What's it good for? For when I keep my control, I have here. Look, I have Cascadia. I have Peterbilt, I have Kenworth. What's the difference? Now, we'll see how each of the cabins differ. How do each of these templates serve me? Well, let's take it step by step. I want to create the order because the engineer told me it was important and I want to create it. So I right-click on the top window, the one for orders. And I say New Work Order. For more content and free courses, subscribe. Here I have all the information for this order. At the bottom I have the vehicle information. Here it all shows up blank because we formatted this module for the previous class. So this module is factory installed, it just came out and hasn't been configured. But we can configure all of this, we'll configure it now. So here it tells me at least that this is a Peterbilt Model 386, so I could save it as a name here where it says image name. I could save it as Peterbilt 386 and use an engine. Let's see what engine it has. An ISX CM 2250 engine. So it's a Peter 386 with an ISX CM 2250 engine. And I'll put course to know that this is fake and I'm just creating it for the course, it's not a real Peter. Let's click OK and then the order will be saved. So now you can see that the order has been created. And it shows that it's for a Peter 386 ICM 2250 course. Since I now have the order for this truck, I can turn it into a template. How do I turn it into a template? I right-click on it. Convert to template, it's not that difficult. Convert to template, and here in the template name I can give it a name and I'll give it the same name. Peter 386 and this is for ICE 2250 and I'll click OK. When you create an order or a template, you can add comments if you want to. This vehicle is coming into the shop with a low power issue, black smoke, whatever. Fault code such and such. You can add whatever information you think is necessary, because this is going to be for your records. I can have organized folders for clients, Andrea Robles, Angel Soto, Larry, Diego Santander. Client Cristina Garo, Client Freddie Blanco, and for each folder, for each client, I have orders. Truck 1, Truck 2, Truck 3. And each one with its own orders. And I keep a record of each of my clients' vehicles that we've serviced since I got the contract a year ago. Until today. Let's click OK and it will appear down here. There it is, Peter 386 ICE 2250 and under New Work Order and it doesn't tell you where to write it. For example, you always look for the name of the image and you know it's the name of the image. Client name, here you can put the client's name. Even if you want it to show. If you want it to appear here in WO, you change this, Whoa, 20,220,126. It's this one that's here. Wait. Here it is, this one, order number. If you wanted to, you could change the order number. And the name will appear up here. So, the thing is, Mr. William says, engineer, I have a truck. Peterbilt 386 with a 2250 engine, but I don't have the template and it's having problems. They brought it to me, they were programming it, and now the engine brake doesn't work, the press control doesn't work. Do you have a template that you can send me? Yes, of course. I go to my computer. I look for my Peter 386 ICE 2250 template, I right click on it and I say export. Exporting is when I send something out, importing is when I bring something in. So in my case, I export the template. I send it to William, and in William's case he imports the template. So I click export template, he asks me where do you want to save it? By default, he saves it in the export folder. We can configure this, I'll show you how, but look, it's on the C drive. Intellect, Insight, Export. By default, it sets it up for me there, but I could tell it. Put it on the desktop, or I have a USB connected, so put it on the USB drive, which is the D drive. Let's say this is my USB drive. And I save it with the name I want to give it, Template ICE 386 Peterbilt. To send it to William, whatever. I can name it whatever I want. And save it wherever I want, then I can send it to William by email. Or WhatsApp, whatever. So you see, I can export the template. In William's case, let's do the whole exercise. We're going to export it, we're going to put it here on the desktop. And we're going to name it, Peter 386 ICE 2250, and click Save. I removed it from my PC, I just deleted it from my PC, see, it's no longer there. So it won't show up, I already deleted it. Done. William sent me this one, let's say I asked William for it. William sent it to me. Since William sent it to me, I have two options. One option. Here's my calibration, sorry. The template William sent me. Peter 386 ICE 2250.etf, which is the template file format. I can tell it to open it and search for the Cummins software. And I can tell it to open it with Cummins. I'll have to find the path where Cummins is located, etc., etc., etc. That's one option. The other option is, let's see if it doesn't make me look bad. 91. Let's see if it lets me drag it. And indeed it doesn't let me drag it. But the option I mentioned before is the important one. Let's right-click and import the template. Here it is on my desktop. And there it is. Can you see it? Peter 386 ICE 2250. So, you see, I can share templates. I can pass them on to someone else and that person can upload them to their computer. All of this is configurable. Let me show you how it's configured. Let's go.